G'day mates, how you legends doing? And people call me the Babadoe, and welcome to Babadoe Tonight. Tonight on the Babadoe channel, we are seeing if these Woolworths hot sauces, which one will be the best one to go to. And to help us with this, we have our special guest, Patrick Knight. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. Bit scared, to be honest, but we shall give these a go. If I end up crying, we'll see how we go.
You'll help us figure out which one's the best or worst out of these.
If I have taste buds at the end of this, I'll be impressed.
So some backstory. Varman, how do you feel about hot sauces?
Yeah, I'm pretty good with it. Big fan of the heat. So I think I should be okay. But
are you above average with heat?
I would say so.
You would say so? Pat?
I'm absolutely below subpar, stuck in the sun, like polar ice caps type, cannot handle spice. So we'll see how we go.
And what about you, Mr. Babadoe?
I'm about medium. I think I'm just getting into chicken wings and a bit of spice into my food. I used to be absolutely dog shit back working in a Turkish shop. You remember those days?
Oh, I do.
Barely touched the stuff. Anyway, before we get into our spices, what is your favourite Babadoe content?
My favourite Babadoe content? I'd say... Well, the ones I think... I haven't been in too many videos myself, but I really enjoyed making the Rocket League video, and the Sea of Thieves video actually was a lot of fun to make as well. And the fact that it made it, one of the Sea of Thieves moments with Tom made it into the Babadoe yearly review when Tom had his dad walk in, was like, "Dad, fuck off!" Just in the background. That was probably one of my favourite videos.
Yeah, I remember that because we were about to do a huge boss battle, and then the music was building, and then in the background you just hear Dad, stop taking my stuff.
Dad, stop it, please. Very funny.
To build off that, how would you improve the channel?
How would I improve the channel?
More patty.
I'd say more low power content. I reckon, maybe if I was to try and improve it ever so slightly, I'd say a bit more variety. So while I actually really do enjoy watching the Rainbow Six videos and the very few that I've been a part of, where I'm either dog shit or MVP the match, it's one or the other. I think, a bit more Executive Assault, something like that, maybe a bit more those kinds of games.
Yeah, Executive Assault was one of my favourites to make videos on because I was one of the few doing actual videos on it. So
exactly. It
was getting in, but it was a bit hard. I didn't know how to really edit gaming that takes hours of play to edit it down. So it was a bit difficult for me to judge what to keep in at the time. So I'll probably make some more.
It's hard content to make because it's kind of like you're setting yourself up to be, you've got this 3-hour period and then you can only really use 5 minutes of gameplay before people just get bored.
Yeah.
It's kind of a podcast, really.
Yeah. But with the podcast, we can, it's more of a listening thing where that's a more visual thing and people can click off easily. With a podcast, you know what you're in for. An hour of discussion with chili and beer and milk.
Yes.
All right, before we go in, one last question. Do you have any video ideas, you reckon?
I think I accidentally answered that question in the previous question. But yeah, I reckon trying to get in a bit more of that sort of the real-time strategy style gaming and that kind of thing, it sort of will take you into a different community, and especially as you said, because Executive Assault isn't actually covered by that many YouTubers already. You're kind of doing new content, so if we can find a way to make original content with that, in the sense of we're gonna test out how good this ship is, that could be pretty good. But
all right, which one do you reckon, Mum, we should start off with?
Probably.
Should we start off with the basic?
Watch me die a little on the inside. Here we go.
So we're not using chicken wings, we're using chicken nuggets.
Come on, mate, please.
Sorry, we didn't have enough time. We thought this would be easier and cheaper because we're shooting this in a garage.
We're fucking peasants.
At least it's fresh because it's still got the cap on it. So we'll see how long it takes to
spend the entire budget on
new sauce.
Do you have any questions for Patty?
So, Paddy, why'd you agree to appear on this podcast?
Why'd I agree to appear on the podcast? Well, as I said, I actually really do enjoy being a part of or helping out kind of whenever he messaged me like, oh, do you want to watch some or play some Executive Assault or play some Rainbow. I haven't been able to play much recently, but when Connor was like, oh well, I'm starting up this podcast series and do you want to be a guest on it, he messaged me this a while back, and I was interested to begin with, and I was like, yeah, that sounds really cool, but then seeing Riley come on and seeing Sam, and when I watched the Chalky Milk review with Finney yesterday, actually I had a good laugh, and I was like, you know what,
poor taste, mate. Poor taste.
I was really nice. I was pumped. The Chalky Milk review, it was good, and I actually heavily enjoyed it. So coming on tonight and being told that I was taking hot sauce,
I'm just glad I edited out all the silent drinking moments.
I did realise
that was terrible.
I did. I did notice that you just do that, and then all of a sudden the glass is boom empty. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right.
All right, so for our basics,
come on,
the sweet chili.
Master Foods. Here we go.
Master food. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's enough. That's
Nugget
enough boy. I'd like a nugget.
Thank you, good sir.
This is sponsored by Woolworths Drought Relief Milk, by the way.
And before we dip in, the answer, the elephant in the room, yes. Varmin shaved. Alright,
let's not pay attention to that one.
Alright, here we go. I don't think I got very much on this one, but we'll see how we go.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers. Tongue and sauce first. Alright, cheers.
Chunking this? See, I can handle that.
Yeah, that's a simple just flavouring, really.
That's my kind of chili. That's what I like.
Alright, packing a punch.
Finally! Shit, quick!
Pull the ammo.
Damn it.
No, that's alright. Well done. I'm proud of you. You pulled through.
Now, just on the gaming side of things, as we discussed, what is your favourite game at the moment and why?
My favourite game? Oh, Jesus. I actually really got back into Skyrim recently.
Really?
And Skyrim Special Edition. But the thing about Skyrim that made it fun was the fact that I went back in and then just found a bunch of mods that completely changed the game to begin with. So I was kind of like, well, look, and I kind of am playing the base game but a hell of a lot different. And so it was good. It was good that way. And so playing that, it was good fun. But I have played a lot more single player games recently. I like to get a bit back more into the multiplayer side of things. But I live in rural Australia, so having internet was always my problem. I'd be the last person to join in the Rainbow Six matches, and I'd be the first one to drop out and leave. So
yeah. Well, that's the kind of development afterwards I enjoy, the mods that the community makes. Like an example I can think is Battlefront 2 still has a live community of mods, and the original, not the new one, although don't look at me like that.
What, the OG Battlefront 2?
Yeah, and how they did it was they just gave all the resources they used to develop their game to the public when they released it, and then that's the future, not all these DLC updates that the future games are do. Now, my other question, if you were designing a game, what game would you make?
If I was designing a game,
what would you do?
This was actually touched on by Finn in the last podcast, actually, but he was saying that VR was the future.
Yep.
And I was really, really interested to see the development of the Star Wars Squadrons game that was coming out. And you messaged me actually asking if I'd be able to get it, and I realised that with my VR headset that I have at home, it isn't powerful enough to run it because it's not connected to a PC.
Really? I thought it was top range.
Oculus Quest is really, really good because it doesn't have wires or anything. It doesn't connect you to a computer. You just stand anywhere and you can start playing. But the issue with it is the fact that that's it. You're not connected to a PC. You don't have that really strong.
Oh, so it actually affects the power as well.
Well, yeah. So obviously you're battery powered and stuff like that, or you've got to be charged, and it's also not as powerful as a PC is. So I won't be able to run something like Star Wars Squadrons. Like say, there's a really cool VR series called Vader Immortal, which is the same Star Wars kind of storyline, but the idea is that you get to full on deflect blasters and stuff like that, waving this lightsaber in front of you, which is cool. No killing younglings, unfortunately, which is a dead shame.
What's the point?
What's the point? But it's one of those things. After playing those 3 games and seeing Squadrons come out, I was super pumped, and then I realized I wouldn't be able to get it, and I was like, well, I don't know if I can be bothered buying another VR headset for the computer, because I don't have a PS5 or a PlayStation. I'm an Xbox guy through and through. So.
Well, I bought the PlayStation VR for the PlayStation 4 just because I knew the exclusives for it, and I wasn't sure if like the PC was better, or I just knew the PlayStation 1 had more games that are exclusive to it, where the PC one has more various. I realised that I should have gone PC. But yeah, that game ran like dog shit on the PlayStation VR. Yeah, it was so much better just playing it normally. And then I was having a look online, and people saying they have like full rigs, like the speed throttle thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you would design a VR game?
I would probably design a VR game. Sorry, I completely forgot the question. Trailed off entirely.
We're linking it back.
Yeah, we're linking it back. Maybe let's go. But if I was to design a game, it would be that kind of VR, like immersion style thing. But you'd try to incorporate a bit more, where instead of making a game per se, you try and make, as you were saying, actually a very interesting point about the rig, like having a really in-depth, like Ready Player One style like rig, which is obviously going to be expensive as hell.
Well, I mean, computers are getting faster and cheaper every year than
that is true.
Demoing power.
So would you make it like a Star Wars game on VR, or just
would you try to create your own world? Or
I think I'd try to do something, I suppose, a bit different, or even just taking like a classic game and turning it into VR, like seeing, because Skyrim, for example, as I was saying, but like I didn't mention this before, but there was a Skyrim VR that was brought out, and it was really cool because like magic in regular Skyrim sucks, but magic in VR Skyrim, you can like literally shoot 2 fireballs 2 ways at the same time. That's pretty cool. Which was awesome. And it's just that kind of like, it actually makes you feel like you're a mage. Meanwhile in Skyrim, you just kind of run around like this.
Pretty boss moves.
like that. And meanwhile this one, you're kind of like doing these ones and, fucking firing things everywhere, like lightning, that kind of thing, which is cool. But yeah, sort of taking a classic, I would say, and remaking it for
So VR. Would you say there's an old saying I've heard where there's like 2 types of artists, one where you say, can you draw me a rabbit, and then they draw a fantastic rabbit and weld around that, or you just give an artist a blank canvas. So there's like 2 styles of basing off something and then making something completely new. Or just starting from scratch and developing it up and making something new. So would you say you would need a forefront, so like a universe, like make a Skyrim game, or would you?
I think it's really cool because being able to have something to back yourself onto means that you've got a springboard to jump off from. You've already got sort of a dedicated fan base, like Elder Scrolls 6 and that kind of thing has so much hype coming around it, even though they've teased it for however long, and that kind of thing. And it's just like, well, everyone knows that the second it drops, it's going to be popular as hell. Like even if it sucks, like Elder Scrolls Online I don't know if this is that it's kind of sucky. Like I didn't.
At least when it started, I'm not sure what the state of it now, but I'm also disappointed with it. But
yeah, I was a bit disappointed with it. Just seeing how it played, I was like, But still, people still got it, and people still played it because it was the Elder Scrolls. Like it's one of those things. But yeah.
Now, this kind of builds off to it. What do you think makes a successful game?
What do I think makes a successful game? Oh God, it's kind of like. If you were to take that same question and apply it to movies, it's like sometimes you get a movie that is just so good by itself. And then you get some movies that are really, really good, but they can continue to be really good throughout series and things like that. And so I think that's what it's like with games, where to have a game, you've got to find, you're sort of following the trends that are the most popular, like going through the market and things like that, finding out what people like, going into that, making a game like that. And then if it's really popular, sometimes the trends change, and then that you don't bother making a second game because you'll just ruin the first one, that kind of thing. So if the trend continues, you can make a second game and make a series out of it, but otherwise sort of just making, like, I think a lot of people are just trying to, a lot of like creators or game creators like are just making repeats of games that just, it's not really worth it. And that's same with movies. Like they're just going like, oh, here's the sequel, and it's like no one wanted a sequel.
So what would you say, Von? What would make a successful game?
I reckon genuinely listening to your audience. Like, there's a big part of you're making the game, so you're in charge, but also, especially for multiplayer games and online ones, definitely listen to your audience. Don't just power ahead making garbage.
For me, what makes a successful game is following through your promises at the moment.
That is
making sure it works when it comes out. That's something I think wasn't big.
Don't Cyberpunk. Don't Cyberpunk on the Babadoe channel.
Bloody hell. Not on this table. Not on this table.
But yes, just one that works and you're not reliant on DLC and fixing it later. Just making sure it's a solid game when it launches and you've made promises that you've kept.
It sounds like my Year 12 IT programming assignment that I did in.
Flashbacks.
We had a semester to hand in a game or something, a project that was worth all of our grade, and I was working through. I did I'm kind of exposing myself, but I did crap all throughout the year. Had a great time, had a blast in ITP, and then ended up with some shitty ass game, terrible animations, all that kind of stuff. I was half doing what I wanted to do, a very, very simple top down stick figure animation style crap that I'd made, and then the reason I did so well is because I wrote the best fucking report that you have ever seen in your life. It was this 60-page long report for a 2-minute game. That was just me going into detail, this is how I drew my stick figure, and this was the original design, and this was the second design. I had just taken the actual character, moved it 2 frames across each time, and I was the shoulders were too thin, that kind of thing. But yeah, it was...
Well, there you heard it first from a game developer that he relaxed for a while and then went to the end with promises.
Mate, he could work for EA at this point.
This is just sounding like a mission report from...
Yeah, I've got a scholarship.
Right.
Seeding project.
So, let's get back on track with our next hot sauce. God. What do you reckon we should proceed?
I was hoping we could wait.
You're packing this one.
We've got to face our fears, Pat.
Got to face our fears. I don't know if I want to try and get rid of one of the hottest ones first, so I don't have to build up, or I just do one of the...
So what do you prefer, the Band-Aid ripped off, or the Band-Aid slowly peeling away?
I prefer not to need Band-Aids.
Well, that's not an option.
I've ripped up my leg actually right now, and
I
haven't put anything on it, because it's just the amount of, you get the leg hair stuck into a Band-Aid, you rip it off and you're it's just a bit painful. Same as Spice. Anyway, let's pick one.
You can pick it.
Honestly, I was kind of fascinated by this one to begin with, just simply because of the lid.
It's got a wooden lid.
The Cholula hot sauce original.
Mm-hmm.
However, in terms of opening it, I don't have nails, so this could be.
Well, Barman can open it, and he's got nails, and I can
ask
you a question while he struggles with that.
Oh, absolutely. The louder you yell, the quicker it goes.
Yeah. It's like tennis. Anyway, what sports are you playing at the moment?
What sports okay, I'm actually playing a lot of new sports, to be honest. Because I study at the ANU and I'm part of this group of people.
Rough.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I actually really enjoy the ANU for its social aspect. But so I'm part of this group and I run sport competitions throughout the year. And so we have about around 17 of them that we run throughout the year. And so some of which I've actually really enjoyed and I've tried to follow a bit more. In terms of what I play most consistently, I play basketball Monday nights. Every so often I'll fill in for a friend's team on Wednesday nights. I also play netball on Thursdays.
Netball, really?
Yeah, so I've joined a mixed netball team as well, which I've played. They've gone through about 3/4 of the season, and I've played the grand total of 1/2. I've played 2 quarters for that team. The amount of time. Are you okay?
No, don't worry about it.
Oh God!
So you're playing netball and you only played a couple games.
And I only played a couple games. I also picked up volleyball actually, so I'm hoping to pick up volleyball.
So a jack of all trades in sports at the moment.
Kind of, yeah. I'm currently also coaching touch football.
Mm-hmm. Coaching?
Coaching, yeah. I've never played this sport before. I did the same.
I was about to say, haven't you? How much have you played?
None. I never played before this season, and then
So you're Ted Lassoing it.
Yes, I did that with AFL last year.
Oh,
I coached an AFL team. I got 2 guys who roughly knew how to play AFL, and I was like, "Can you guys help me and teach me the rules?" And then they taught me the rules, and then I attempted to teach the rules to a team, and it worked, and I had a good time.
So you love coaching?
Yeah, exactly. I actually played that. I played in that team with Sam Earl. Actually, he came in. And he was
unlucky, mate.
Watching that mullet sprint around the field. It was sight to behold. Anyway,
all right.
Let's get the sauce on the road.
Cholula hot sauce.
This sauce.
Have you had this before?
This sauce allows. I have not ever heard of it.
This is a cool lid.
It is a cool lid.
You can keep it.
It seems very...
That's okay.
That's your payment.
My payment is a lid. And the experience.
Oh, God, that should do.
Alright. Nugget up, boys.
Nugget time, baby. I feel like I'm going to take progressively less and less hot sauce on the nugget as I go.
Alright, do you want to go first?
You idiot. Gonna go from medium medium rare.
Give it a good coat.
Give it a good coat. Alrighty.
Good bit of sauce.
This guy, we're like, I don't want to do this, man. You're like, oh,
Jesus. All right.
That's what the podcast's all about.
This is
dying.
We're all about dying.
Pushing ourselves for the sake of views.
Lack of. I can just make an edit.
Content time, baby.
All right, ready?
Cheers, all right, cheers, fellas. See you on the other side.
It doesn't.
Very vinegary.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, I was going to say the fact that
we built that up too much.
I still have this level of spice lingering in the back of like my mouth because that's where I kind of put the nugget. It's kind of where I put the nugget in the back of my mouth, and then so I've got this lingering spice flavor, but it's not too hectic right now.
I'm just gonna pour.
Honestly, give me. I'll chug it right now.
Yeah.
Oh, are we doing the death hot sauce in the cup? Mix everything in the cup and then take a dunk.
No, it's just there for display purposes.
It's just for display purposes.
We have a surprise at the end, so stay tuned.
Oh god,
the hot sauce pee hole. The pee hole. Is that the surprise?
No.
Oh, okay. Shame.
It can be later. Just.
I'm kind of thirsty. Did we watch the cups?
Pat a question?
Okay. Since you're
preoccupied,
passing away from heat. All right. What sports? No, sorry, my bad. How's your basketball team been going?
We're actually doing pretty well. We're currently top of the ladder, which is good. Been smacking down teams left, right, and centre. There's a team that are younger than us, also from our high school. They were in year 10 when we were in year 12, and they joined the comp as well. And they actually beat us in the grand final last year, which was terrible.
Are you close to the grand final and still in first? Or
we are close to the grand final.
Like one match.
I've played more than one match. I've played every game this season.
So it's more into basketball.
Yes, I'm much more into.
So you're almost up there.
Yeah. So
that brings the next related question: how many black people do you have in your team?
We got Angana.
Yeah. Blackish, I guess.
We got. Yeah, no, that's it.
Well,
everybody else, I'm probably the next best.
Is it a mostly small white league? Is this why you're
it's actually
doing so well with it?
It's actually
where are you going with this?
I don't know anything about basketball other than black people playing.
It's actually like a lot of.
Give me that.
Yeah, some of the teams that we play against. Jesus. Oh dear.
Yeah, okay. You don't have to answer that.
I was going to say it's actually mostly old white men, but I feel like that's even creepier. Like, just spend 40 minutes getting touched up by a man. You know?
Oh, well, this is getting edited out.
Sounds like
I feel weird.
Every clean-up of Babadoe videos.
I feel weird
getting touched by old men.
Yeah.
Those were only allegations.
Only allegations. Christ.
Okay.
No, okay.
Help.
Well, alright, I think it's time for the next sauce.
No, next sauce already. Oh,
yeah.
God almighty. Alright, you're up. Oh, you're milking it up.
I was thirsty.
I was going to say, I was kind of thirsty as well.
Yeah.
Want some drought relief?
Misleading.
I'm relieving the drought that is in my mouth.
What are you studying at uni at the moment? Because you came off... You're studying at ANU?
Yes.
What field?
Indeed. So I am studying international relations at ANU. So that's kind of like, it's like the most direct way to look at global politics and that kind of thing. A lot of international organisations, so looking at how like the way the United Nations work, looking at the way the European Union works. The World Health Organization, kind of looking at all. But the thing I've discovered about the course is the fact that every assignment you get, every question you get, the answer is always the same. Yes, but no. That's kind of the way it works. It's like,
yes with an if, no with a but.
No. No. And it's kind of like that when you get asked a question, you're like, yeah, I like it, but it could be better.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's kind of like,
truly
you
a
know
politician's answer.
They're like, high distinction. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, thank you.
So why'd you pick that course?
Why'd I pick that course? So originally I was actually going to go into a Bachelor of IT. Mm-hmm. So in year 11 I got a conditional offer to do a Bachelor of IT. Then at the start of year 12 I realised that I didn't want to do IT. But I was like, look, I'm already halfway through, or 3/4 of the way through a double major in IT at college. Let's just finish off the show, which is half the reason why I didn't actually do much of that project. Like, I was kind of a bit...
You didn't want to do it anymore.
I did not.
So,
yeah, like I'm still interested in IT and I still enjoy it, but in terms of actually...
Would you do it on your free time? Just like learn coding?
Well, it's kind of one of those things where I've sort of remembered like bits and pieces. You know, you remember the print hello world, you know, that kind of stuff. A little bit of JavaScript here and there as well, which is good. But it's kind of like... Then when I realised I didn't want to do it, I kind of worked to make sure that my ATAR was high enough to get to something I did want to do, which I was originally going to do development studies, which is the exact same thing as international relations, just the ATAR requirement is 10 points lower. And so I thought I was going to get into that. But then I was lucky enough to get into international relations because my selection rank got bumped up by 3 points or something like that.
Nice.
So it put me over what I needed by 2 points. Simply because I just did a bunch of co-curricular. And I was like...
Yeah, so you're big in your drama.
Yeah, drama, like sports, that kind of stuff. I kind of just went like, hey, I did some things. And they're like, oh, well, bloody good job. Well done.
Well, that's actually surprising that that got tipped you just by just doing extra things.
Which was pretty nice.
So do you reckon you're going to pursue that into a career, like working for DFAT or some sort of diplomatic?
I think, well, that's I suppose... Oh God, I don't like the look of this one.
What are you doing?
Do you have to shake it up? It looks very watery.
Maybe.
Shouldn't you?
Yeah, it looks a bit wet, to be honest. Yeah, give it a shake. give it a glizzle. I don't know what the word is.
Sorry for taking you off topic.
That's okay. We also dropped some Babadoe tonight questions, so we're gonna pick those bad boys up. What was the question? I can't even remember anymore.
It was what you were studying and you did a bunch of extra curricular that bumped you up. I found that surprising.
Yeah, put me over the edge, like the fact that I'd done a language for a little while, the fact that I'd done a bunch of random service and like co-curricular things like sports and stuff like that. They were like, you know what? You're a pretty all-rounded guy. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take your score and we're gonna... And then I got it, and they're like, okay, so here's a conditional offer for an unconditional offer for international relations. And I was like, oh baby, we in. And Lord Almighty,
how are you finding so far?
It's a nice course. It is breezy, well, somewhat breezy. It's kind of like the way the course sort of runs with international relations. I've got a bunch of core courses, but I have almost the exact same amount of core courses as I do electives. So I can do whatever the hell I want with half of my time there.
Oh, nice.
I could take a pottery class if I really wanted. However, I'm not interested in paying like $2,000 for a pottery course, so I'm avoiding that one right now. But who knows? Maybe in the future I'll do a minor in pottery.
Yeah,
that kind of thing, which could be good.
Alright, next source time.
Which one's this one? What do we got? Because I realised you didn't.
I'll let you
Tabasco. This is one of my personal favourites. So I eat it on pretty much everything.
So how would you rate it?
10 out of 10 for me.
I was going to say these with everything. It's kind of like Christ.
So 10 out of 10 would go to hot sauce at the moment. Actually, before you're getting enough there.
Here we go.
Yeah, what's the whole idea?
We're gonna send this one.
Where would we
good duck?
put these last two? I forgot to.
Well, this one.
Are we rating them in flavour or heat?
Flavour or heat.
Give them I would say if you wanted heat but a little flavour. So more towards the heat rating, but you want flavour as well.
Well, this one is just flavour, no heat. So it's down the bottom. Down the bottom. That is.
So not a good hot sauce.
That is half a chicken nugget out of 20.
That was a nice flavour with a punch at the start, but then nothing else. So that would just go to next.
Yeah,
I'd say it in the middle.
Yeah, put it in the middle.
That's our average hot sauce.
Yeah, it was pretty average, I'd say.
Alright.
God, I don't like it seeping into it.
Alright, give it a soak, Connor.
What do I feel like I'm smelling? I'm smelling something and it's a very distinctive smell, but I don't know.
Most likely.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Alright.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, fellas. See you on the other side. Fuck me.
I actually really like that. How are you going?
I think chicken nuggets kind of balancing it out a bit, but... Oh, fuck, bit my lip. Right. There we go.
Well, to build off your uni studies and what you're working towards an international job, what is your dream job and why?
I think my dream job.
There was something about working at the UN.
Yeah, from the last time we spoke, which was a fair, like at least about this, it was a fair while back. Goddamn, that's spicy.
You got the milk, buddy?
I was gonna say it's in the back. I can feel it. The more we have, the worse it's gonna get. That's okay. What was the question?
What is your dream job and why?
Dream job. So I'd really actually quite like to travel and that kind of thing, but I think so
this isn't like realistic at all. Like
right now,
not based on what you're doing, just your actual dream.
My actual dream job would involve probably traveling around like either like the Pacific nations, that kind of thing. So working with like East Timor or Solomon Islands, that kind of stuff. Maybe Papua New Guinea as well, that kind of that kind of area. Either that or if I was to go the upper end echelon, I could just go to Europe and then try and attempt to solve the refugee crisis, which is
so still something like
still something like
so it's political and international, but it's more like relief services.
I think I'd rather sort of continue because like spending enough time getting talked to about like, oh, here's the problems with the world, it was like, you know, if I was to pursue a job in politics, I'm not exactly going to do much but benefit myself, really.
Exactly.
So I'd rather do something that isn't like so loud, but just kind of on the ground. And you know, I'm not a desk job kind of guy. I'm not a fan of sitting anywhere. I really like moving around and doing different things, which is why I do as many sports as I do, because it's kind of like I do a sport for 3 weeks and then I'll do another sport for 3 weeks and I'll do another sport for 3 weeks, that kind of thing. Just keeps things interesting, really. So a job that would maintain that level of like originality and variety, especially would be something that I would focus on. Yeah,
fair enough.
All right. So where do you work now? Since that's your dream job, where do you work now and how would you rate the job?
Plural jobs. I work too much. So I used to hold 4 jobs.
So this is including all the sports he's been doing and
uni
and uni.
So I held down for a while, for about 5 months, 4 jobs. So I worked at a bar out in Yass. I worked at a Dan Murphy's. I've been working at Dan Murphy's since December last year, so that one's not as long. So I only had 4 jobs for a little while, but the working at a Yass was tiring because a 2-hour round trip to get to work and back kind of slaughtered me.
It's on the other way of other side of Canberra to where you are.
Exactly, completely different to where I am situated. I've spent many a night just sleeping on the side of a country road just because I finished work at 4, it's 4:30, I'm falling asleep in the car, I've got to pull over, I'm like, oh, nap time, I
remember doing those as well when I had to drive to Cooma and back, and the back trip was just, I just had to like a 5-minute nap.
It's tough, and then also, so I used to do some stuff with the YMCA. I used to do this basketball program with school. You guys will know it. It's called RAID. I do that now as a worker with the YMCA. So now I actually work for the YMCA.
So you actually
to help run
paid to do that?
Yeah. So now I'm paid to do that, which was an awesome gig because I was going to do it anyway. And then all of a sudden I've rocked up and they've been like, "Hey Pat, do you want to get paid?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." And I was like, "What else happens?" I was like, "Well, you're going to get a free first aid certificate." And I'm like, okay, even better.
Didn't you have one before?
I did have a first aid certificate, but it was technically rural first aid.
Oh, okay. So this was like more.
Well, the only difference between rural and city first aid is rural first aid is okay. They've done something. We need to immobilise it. City first aid is call the ambulance. So it's a bit simpler. Like with city first aid, you don't have to worry about stopping things moving as much. But if someone like breaks their leg and you're out in the middle of nowhere and it's a 6-hour drive to a hospital, you need to like splint it up. That kind of thing. But if you're in the city, you can kind of get away with shoving him in the car.
Pretty much.
Don't try this at home, kids. Don't break your legs.
He's qualified.
I'm a qualified doctor. Yes, and so doing that kind of thing. It's a bit different, but it is essentially the exact same thing. Oh, you're bleeding. Put a band-aid on it. That kind of stuff.
So going off the Ray basketball, the way we were introduced in year 10, we were offered a position at team support.
Yes.
Which helped us a lot. Would you recommend team support to anyone in Radford at this time?
Absolutely, I would. I would absolutely recommend like joining it if you like. I think it's a bit more of like a selection process rather than just putting your hand up and joining it, which was interesting because you kind of get chosen for leadership. But I suppose if it's meant to foster leadership, surely people would, apply to be a part of it. I don't know about the system, but because our service director H has gone on long service leave again for like the fifth time in 3 years.
He's been doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah. The second he takes one long service leave, he's like, nah, that's it. I'm done. He's gone, and so he's kind of buggered off. And then from what I've heard, is that team support's kind of like doesn't exist right now. And so I've actually hopped into a small team of people attempting to revive it, which is cool. So hopefully I'll be a bit more involved with team support in the future. So if anybody from current year 10 or next year's year 10, in fact, you might see me helping out, on a Monday night, which is cool. But yes, I would definitely recommend it. It was a lot of fun, just kind of running sports activities. You run it with.
It's more like a community, all boys community service, because
Exactly.
at the moment, Radford thought that boys didn't do enough or weren't enough thrilled about community service, and so it was more of a program to get them involved. And I thought it was successful when we were doing it with H, but if it's going downhill, and then
It's because H has left.
Yeah.
He's gone, and everyone's like,
have they got a replacement teacher for it?
Not really. Like they've got the people who were involved in it, like because Gannon's left as well.
Yep.
Gano's dipped, and the fact that
I heard he got fired.
Did he?
Yeah, they lay him off, which was
Why?
shit form.
I'm about to get my
Fiona.
What was it? The punishment stick that he had. Yeah, I'm going to get one of those and smack up.
Find those who's responsible for
Yeah,
laying
Smack up.
administration.
Yeah, goodbye, Radford.
Piss
and-
Because I remember
His form.
when I was doing woodwork in year 12, I remember him saying like, I better treat you nicely because they might lay me off. I'm like, what? Why? This is a great program, and everyone enjoys it. Why would? I think there was just like more. It was
some pissy,
Yeah,
some pissy parent.
It was more financially as well.
Really?
Like apparently it took too much resources.
Well,
for
woodwork.
I'm pretty sure it's still.
Yeah,
Woodwork's
woodwork's
still
still
running.
there.
So
Surely.
why would they get rid of Ganna? Maybe
I hope they haven't got Mr. Tesla. Fuck it hell.
There's a
That
teach-
guy.
Man who
What was
chose
his
this
name?
His name is Neil Craven. He's very active in the Tesla community of Canberra and Australia.
I just found it so hilarious how he put it in
He
a
is
formal
something
car.
else.
In like when we were looking for a formal
Yeah,
car.
he's had an article written about him which I found on Facebook. Yeah, him and his Tesla.
I hope it's doing woodwork. That's just so disappointing.
Mate, get better rims.
Oh, really? That bad?
Yeah. Have you seen his Tesla?
Well, yeah, because the only thing I've seen is when he parks it, when he would park it next to the woodwork thing and then use the electricity to charge. And it's like, look, fair,
Go off.
I'm
mate.
actually curious if
Go off.
would work without Gannon because he kind of made it his own. So how do you?
How do you change that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the fact that it was H and Gano that made team sport a thing, really. So without the two of them there, it's kind of
H's like a passion project. kind of.
really, because statistically, well, as you were saying, statistically even guys did not do service, and so we made it, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh well, now guys do service.
I remember taking John to Cranley and he thought it was like the drive over there. He was like, oh, I've got to do this, but then he found it enjoyable and wanted to come back. Made it more connections with the kids, and
John did that.
Yeah, I remember taking him to Cranley. It was like in year 9, where it was just like, oh, we need you to do this certain amount of hours of like it was 10 hours. Roughly.
Like
Anyway, and I just went to H, hey, can't take them to Cranley. My brother goes there, and they're like, yeah, sure. Yeah,
Sick.
it was like me, Lockie, and John. So the John the unlikely, Lockie and me.
I was gonna say that's actually very, very cool. That's awesome. And an interesting thing about all that team support stuff is because we worked with BMS, right? The people I see at Raid are the people I used to be do my class stuff with BMS, and the carers and the teachers are coming in with the kids from BMS that are now older, and they're coming to this basketball program, and I'm going like, hello, and I'm chatting to the carers and I'm chatting to them, and it's just like, it's awesome just to kind of see it all, tumble through. And then I'll see them out like at Belco or something like that.
Yeah, I see them at the mall too. And I say, hey Paul.
They're like, hello, good to see you. What's going on? So I'm just doing a bit of shopping. I'm like, all right.
Such a great community. They're so nice.
Can I grab some milk?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realise. All right.
I bloody need drought relief.
All right, Barman. Next hot sauce, you reckon?
Where should we put this?
Actually, true.
I
don't
really
know where
enjoy
I'm
that.
put it, but up to you guys.
I think it was flavoursome, but it was also spicy. It was the first one that's actually lingered long enough for me to want to drink.
It had a great heat. It had a great flavour.
I would say, but not super hot, but not like. So I'd say like higher than this one, but kind of halfway in between super hot, that kind of thing. Because I feel like the top is this is like least hot. That is most hot. Really. Like it's a bit hard to do a graph where.
I feel like that's pretty good. Like where it is, it's a good go-to one. Like you have for everything, so it's pretty 10 out of 10.
It is indeed my go-to.
All right, choose your fighter.
I've had my eye on this one actually, the Byron Bay Chili Co.
God.
Heavenly Habanero hot sauce with mango and lemon.
Have you had this before?
I have not, nor have I heard of it, but it just looks pretty and sounds pretty appealing.
heard of Byron Bay, Varman? What the fuck?
Wait, what's that?
Well, it's got
What's Byron Bay?
What's Byron Bay?
it's got extra.
Wait, when's Byron Bay happening?
It's got
Sorry.
born in Byron. Look at that dude. What a legend.
What's this?
It's like a dude, like
Born in
about the
Byron.
author kind of dialogue in the back.
Mate likes his salsas. I like it. Discover the
Been around
flavours.
since 1992.
We're drinking history here, Ted. Let's go. Australian Byron Bay history.
Oh.
The first manufacturing factory in Byron Bay was to create
Open
this.
that board, bad boy.
Oh,
I think it had a tab on it, didn't it? Like, is that not a tab?
Go out, it might be. He's onto it.
Oh,
No,
He's onto it.
he's a thinker.
He's
got a brain on that one. I might open this just to
Mate,
save
I
time.
like
That's a bad statement. I do not have a brain. I just know how to game the system. Can I have a smell?
It smells.
Very.
It smells almost similar to the mystery sauce,
The mystery sauce.
Oh, really?
which you haven't smelled yet, but me and Pat have.
Yeah. It did have a similar kind of smell, but that one, the mystery sauce, had an off smell to it.
I need to shake it up.
Oh yeah.
Is that the lid for it?
Yeah, I mean, because it's green and then black. Give it a good shake. As long as you don't open it like you open that open book.
Mate, that was
What?
That was
Yeah, I watched that and I was just like, what?
It didn't open properly. It wasn't my fault.
It was your fault. No one needs a diagram to open an oak.
Don't make us draw a diagram.
Oh, mate. Oh, that's thick.
Oh, that is indeed. That is thick.
It looks like a.
It kind of looks like that. It has the consistency
it really
of that
does
sauce.
Look like sweet chili.
Yeah.
The thing that's worrying me is those look like seeds in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave the seeds to you. That's just your nug. Nougat in a biscuit. Nugget biscuit.
One box down. Alright, bottoms up, boys.
Bloop.
Give me
Nice.
a good old rub there.
Good old rub.
Give him a good old rub.
Oh, they're starting to mix. They're becoming a creature.
Yeah, I'm becoming one.
Alright.
Give me a little bit more. I'm feeling a bit spicy.
Alright,
fellas.
cheers,
Alright.
fella. Did your nugget break?
It did.
Oh fuck.
Oh, well, there it is. First one to touch that milk is wuss. Alright, back to.
Oh, no.
That's
nice as.
that might be your new go-to.
That's awesome.
Alright.
Tasted good. What was that? Mango and lemon.
Mango and lemon.
Mango. That's why I liked it.
Yeah.
Until that hit.
Habanero combination.
That's awesome.
Goes nice.
It's mint.
Trick is
That
just
goes up there.
No, I actually quite like that one, even
I
though I am
that
kind of
in.
dying. But I feel like the chicken nugget is kind of making them all taste pretty good.
That's
So if we get wings, you'd be like,
Yeah, I mean, I still enjoy chicken wings, but like chicken nuggets just can't really be topped.
Although in terms of heat, I'd say it was less than the Tabasco.
Are you sure? Well, I think I just had more of it, to be honest.
yeah.
The Tabasco was just kind of water.
Do you have any great stories from Radford you want to share?
Any great stories
From high school?
I I'm happy to take this loss, by the way. I am drinking my milk first.
Just titled.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's me, baby. Any great stories? Jesus.
Because we had the legendary Bois moments, and I thought you might have a few.
A few moments of my own. It depends how much do I want to expose myself, really.
Look, no one's watching.
Me and my 63 subscribers. Oh no. Oh god. Depends. Do we talk?
You can just say subject and then.
Oh, the subject?
Or no, just like person A and person B. You don't have to reveal any names or.
Oh, it's like, we used to. Oh, I mean, I suppose one of the greatest stories is sort of the great Radford drug busts, really, of the drug busts that were done by teachers and things like that, which were good fun to hear about or be a part of. Also, to name drop,
not actual drugs, just like really. You don't mean actual drug busts?
I mean actual drug busts. No, that's okay. Certain.
You didn't hear about this?
No. certain. Okay. There were I was involved with the drama community, you see, and
that's lucky.
Yes. No, not unlucky. I don't know why I agreed to that. Couldn't help it. So what happened was we did a show, and there was this 1 year 8 kid. We were in like year 9 or year 10. There was this 1 year 8 kid who was just absolute sweet gem, lovely man, had a great singing voice, that kind of thing. Then all of a sudden, we just get told that he's been done for like dealing some kind of hard drug. I don't know what it was. Like, and not only was he dealing a hard drug, but it wasn't the actual hard drug. Like he was, selling people just random pills and being like, yeah, this is ecstasy. And so the reason it blew up and the reason he actually got asked to leave was because somebody complained about it and said that because he wasn't giving them their money back. And so I suppose
hear about this.
Yeah, work hard, play hard, I guess. But it's just because he actually was, and he did have like the genuine like actual drugs and stuff like that. But yeah, he kind of got a bit messed up by that, and I was just all of a sudden he just dipped, and I was like, what the hell? This is like some short, ginger with the absolute like freckles of a madman, and it's just all of a sudden gone. Man's gone poof.
That's like the person that came into our year for like a week and then got asked to kick out. I remember
an individual
came to year 11 retreat and then dipped after that.
Well, asked to leave.
He retreated after the retreat.
What a king.
He was a legend as well.
King of kings.
Yeah,
he lives in the Radford Hall of Fame.
With like Ben in their room, had to hide in the bathtub because he didn't want to be involved with it.
That's another one. I remember at retreat trying to sneak. Well, I wasn't trying to sneak out, but someone in my room was trying to sneak out, and they were full on because we couldn't get out the door. So they were taking off the window out the back and fucking broke the thing. Like they were full on unscrewing everything, and it just the glass just fell out.
Funny. Ran away from your cabin, you're just living on our floor for as long as you could. Once you came in the first time, you dive under the bed, hid there.
It's Connor
we hid you under a bunch of shit. Is Connor there? No sir, we haven't seen him. Leaves. Almost like 3 hours later, this is like, what, 1, 2 a.m. or something?
I thought it was 3 a.m. It was like, so
he comes
insignificant.
Back, finds you, just grabs you, takes you. He just couldn't be fucked at that point. He just sent you back.
Yeah, because we had to stay in our rooms, and then no one did. I remember Tom, our good mate, was stuck in a room with 2 of the boys that weren't meant to be there, and they were trying to find out a way to get back to the place, and they're like, what if we just ran out of toilet paper and we just went out and say, hey, we need more toilet paper, and then they just got caught. It's just I'm sure it was
Mr. Mordizzle was on Sentry. He just at one point I opened the door and he's just sitting there like this, staring into the distance, and I'm like, is that man asleep or like? But no, his eyes wide open, just
Mod Dizzle was a legend, especially with our special cocktail we made.
What did you do?
Remember that drink Craig got
just
sick
put
from?
All sorts of random garbage from the lunch table, condiments and everything into just a cup of juice. Yeah.
That sounds like a Babadoe.
And gave it to Craig.
we all drank. Like we all had a sip. Like Craig
being Craig
threw up,
and then Mr.
threw up in
had to talk to us. Like this is a serious event. I can't believe you've done this.
Easy to serious event.
Pull your heads in.
It's like was that year 8 Sydney trip, whatever it was, where we did like that mini race around Sydney or whatever it was. That was actually pretty fun. But I remember just being in our room, in our dorm room, and it was just us playing like Cards Against Humanity. That was the first time I'd ever played it, and it was the best time I've ever played it. But ever since then, it's just kind of been a bit iffy, like whatever. Because that particular time, everything's funnier when you're not allowed to laugh. Mm-hmm. And so we're sitting there playing this game. We can hear Mr. Morse marching down like the thing, and we're just like, giggling away. And then all of a sudden, you know, and we were lucky because no one came into our room because 2 doors down, James Ewans and that group were in their room making an absolute ruckus. So all the teachers would go to their room whenever there was noise, and it's just like, okay, we're good. And our year 12 student just kind of like looked up, saw us playing games, was like, don't wake me up, and then just went back to sleep, and we're like, well, thank you, you know.
May, can you confess your theory about the American trip with Mr. Moss?
No. Not on camera.
There's a theory. Oh no.
Don't worry about it.
It's not as bad as the fan fictions of a man of a particular shade of colour, is it? Mr.
What?
Of a particular darker.
Who was having?
No, the conspiracies.
Who's having?
Using the fan fiction behind a certain. There's I don't know how to describe it without saying the name on camera. Person A and person B. Had the bit of a chin thing going on, science teacher.
Gobble gobble.
Yes.
The one that threatened to put a bomb in my...
Under your chair, yes. He hated Connor.
Yeah.
I used to be there sitting in class on my phone watching videos of Connor getting hit in the nuts and playing my phone and shit. He'd come up next to me, Connor would be there. Oh, what the fuck? Piss off. Connor.
This was like a semester of tactics to get everyone away from me. Yeah. Because it's like, what, me, you, Chester, Matt DeBorley.
Oh, that sounds like a game.
So like every week he would move someone away from me.
Yeah.
Until it was just me.
It was just Connor in the original spot. Like we'd all move together to the other side of the class.
This is like a semester of tactics of like harassment for me doing nothing. It was always you.
Yeah, it was always
that man. That man is playing chess. That's what's going on. He's playing a game of chess.
Mate, Connor was the one playing chess while he was playing checkers. Connor, you were out of your league against that man.
Yes. Oh.
I did nothing. I didn't.
It was all you.
Alright, I think it's time for our next hot sauce.
Our next hot sauce.
Is this the last one?
Is it just one?
Is it just one?
No, we got these one.
No, we just had that.
Oh, yeah, we
didn't have that one. We just had that one.
Right. Dumb idiot. You stupid
You absolute mongrel. Hold on, let me wipe down some of these so we can have
let's say.
So
they need to mix so it's just vile.
The
wipe down some of this.
Jungle juice of hot sauce.
Yes. Oh mate, I'm a good fan of JJ. You know?
It's pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah, it's nice and clean. That'll do. What do you want me to do with that? We'll take that. Oh, I don't really want to lick it off, but
lick it off.
Alright, so finger looking good.
Yeah. Got a bit. Did somebody say KFC?
KFC is not sponsoring this video.
Why not?
McDonald's.
I don't know.
Why not KFC?
Why not KFC? God damn.
Come on. We'll do a Zinger Box review.
Oh, thank you.
Please, we need funding. We're filming from a garage.
Oh no, we'll keep filming from a garage.
Yeah, that's not where the money's going.
The money is going to Sauce. All right. What do we got? So this one's... Have we introduced this one yet?
Frank's Red Hot Wings.
Buffalo sauce.
So you have a tub of this type of sauce.
This one's older than the Byron Bay one. It's from Buffalo, New York in 1964. Yeah, so made it in the secret ingredient.
But this one was not the original. The original is just Frank's Red Hot, which they then mixed with butter to make the wing sauce. This one's just come off the success of that one.
So we've got some history.
We do indeed. And I do have a liter of
done this
in my pantry.
Yeah, I've got the original in the pantry. Oh, I'm not gonna like this.
I'm enjoying Pat's style with this.
Oh, I would say these ones are
fairly tamed.
It's
actually, can I get some more milk?
Yes, you may.
Put that nug down.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All
Everyone. Cheers to you too.
Cheers, yeah.
That one's not as spicy as the other ones.
No, that's tame.
It's fairly tame.
That was tame.
I put it honestly between
Yeah,
those two.
Why did I get milk? That was I hyped myself up for no reason.
You keep doing that with each of them. You're like, oh, I'm going to.
The word chili sends shivers down my spine. Someone mentions a spice, and I'm like, so say what? Pepperoni pizza fucks with me. No, it doesn't, but that's okay.
Fucks with John.
Really?
Oh, yeah, the New Yorker.
Pepperoni New York.
Oh,
Anyway,
what
how
happened there?
many questions have you got left?
Well, we
Gets
kind of
diarrhea.
asked. We've kind of asked them all. Yeah, John had diarrhea
Oh dear.
Multiple times.
from a New Yorker.
From a New
When
Yorker.
you're waiting for paintball,
That was one of the times.
so it's not the same. Oh.
Alright, which...
Well, I think
How
we're
many
out
have you got
of
left?
questions.
We're out of questions.
really.
No, we actually had a question.
Yeah, pretty much. Would you
Shucks.
change? There's like one less. Yeah. Would
Mate,
you change?
I
any-
will fucking...
What? This is dead air. You better think of something quick.
I'm embarrassed.
Would you change anything? Would you change anything at Radford?
Would I
At your time.
at Radford? Would
Yeah.
I change anything? Yeah, well,
No,
Blow up
not
some
not.
Not the Radford
Okay,
itself.
you know, fair enough.
Your
Yeah.
time at
Yeah,
Radford.
my
Would you
time.
change?
Yeah. I understood that much. Would I change anything?
Because you pretty much did a lot of stuff for
I
your
d-
time there.
Yeah, I did quite a bit.
You threw yourself a lot of
At a lot of
crew.
things, and it's very interesting because I threw myself into a lot of things and I did quite a lot, but then I left just as quickly. I was like, goodbye. Yeah, they asked us to come back for like some prefect meeting thing, and I was like, no,
No.
I'm good. I come back for raid and raid only. That's about it. And why? Because I work there now. Like
You're paid to be
I am
there.
now paid to be there, and it's very interesting to think about that. It's like the second I entered uni, sort of leaving Radford, you have this little, like especially at the ANU, because there's so many of us that go. You got this little stigma behind you, of like just being from Radford, that kind of thing. Especially with the groups that I've sort of like found myself with. You've got this little stigma behind you because you're from Radford, and so like handling that is very weird because I don't really mention much of my past. I don't mention that I like went to Radford or anything like that. I just say that like, oh well, I did this drama show at this one point. If I was to change anything though, I actually think I might actually change up a bit more, or like try to involve myself a bit more like with different groups and things like that. So it's like with you guys in particular, and like that group of fellas, I was
Me and the boys.
you and the boys. It was kind of like I was there. I was never really a member of that group, but I was
But
kind of
still,
I was there. I was kind of like, oh well, there's Pat, and I'm
there
like,
he is.
hello,
There he is.
Fat Trick, Fatty K, thanks Mum, you're skinny champion, that kind of thing.
I mean, our group,
But I did that
especially
for
in
everyone.
year, especially in year 11 and year 12, we had an influx of new people just
Yes, we
rocking up at like handball games.
Yeah.
So you're more welcome than some others, we could say.
Yeah,
But
Yeah, I kind of just like I'd pop into a handball game every so often. Every time
Yeah.
basketball would get too hot or tiring, and then sometimes none of us would have a ball, and it'd be like, oh well, handball time it is, and there'd be a line of 20 people, and you're like,
Oh, we
This'll
pretty
do.
much just played handball because we like to shit talk each other constantly.
yeah, and just
sounds like a
And
podcast.
this
Really.
was, yeah.
the Willie Lions.
Best way to do it.
Yeah, fair enough. Lunch recess is like, how do we shit talk? Handball. Handball's where it's at. Should have brought in Rudd, Kevin Rudd.
So final source and then final questions.
Yeah, sure, let's go. So, if I'll have this. So this is our classic tuong ot sriracha. Let's go. This is like the type of hot sauce that I see and
Every week.
instantly prepare myself to shit bricks. Like, it's one of those things I don't really want to shake it up too much. I don't know if I have to put my finger over the top or anything like that.
I don't think you really need to shake that one.
Yes. We just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, tip it out.
Tip it out. Go for it.
Twist
Oh, you twist that bit.
that bit.
As you can tell, I'm not an avid hot sauce user. Bloop. Look, indeed.
So this one's got much more of a Asian flavour to it.
This, an Asian flavour.
As opposed to the other ones, yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
So what are you expecting from this?
Oh, well, I know what to expect. I've had it many times.
Alright, here we go. And flap.
Anyway, warning.
Your turn, Cotter. It's got a decent bit of kick to it. I'll give you that.
Build up time.
I'm bugging myself. Here we go.
Look at mine, it's thick. Alright, cheers.
3, 2, 1. Nuggets are cold now.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about.
I think I need to have more hot sauce. No, I don't need to have more hot sauce.
That's pretty tame.
That's usually because I just drench my stuff with it.
No, well,
Just
no, it's fine.
Yeah, I feel like if I was to do that, if we were to do this again, I'd probably put more hot sauce on each one.
Yeah. I think we should get like a bowl next time, just cover it all and then toss it.
Yeah.
Actually have wings, but this is
Yes,
like the
actually have
average. This is like the average barbecue hot sauce review, kind of.
It's true, yeah.
Not majorly hot. This is just Woolworths stuff. If we were going to do majorly hot, I would have.
We've got gentrified neighbourhood.
Yeah, that one didn't end up actually being.
The legends that test out.
Yeah, the legends.
I would put this.
See, yeah, that one tasted nice.
Pretty middle of the ground.
Yeah, pretty middle ground. Still higher than that one, I think, because that one had a bit less flavour.
Yes, but
Sriracha was still tasty though. So does that mean we've finished with our Byron Bay Chili Co at the hottest and most flavour season?
not yet. We have a surprise contestants. That
So do you have one more question, Connor, before we?
I do. If you
before
want
we wrap up,
start getting out the legend. How we went on a trip recently.
Yes.
Well, not recently, a couple of years ago. So
Yeah, it was a couple of years.
Yeah, no. Flash.
Jesus, flashback, jeez.
So, what was your first 18th party experience from?
I don't remember. I don't recall.
I do not recall the party.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Oh,
A little bit too salty at my mind. That equal.
Yeah, I think that was similar for me when because my birthday's really close to Halloween, and so I just never bothered having a party. I'd just rock up to a Halloween party and be like, this is my birthday.
Yeah.
And I do that, so I rocked up to the Halloween party the weekend after I turned 18 and got slammed. Absolutely. Because I rocked up an hour early by accident and then preezed hard, and then everyone else rocked up.
Was that when
and all of a sudden the Ambo was called?
Yeah,
that's that day.
I remember that night.
Yeah,
Classic.
the classic. And so because everyone else got there, and then everyone else was like, oh, it's time to go hard, and so people were like, oh, Pat, it's because someone had ouzo or something like that, and they were like, oh, Pat, let's do some shots. And I was like,
that one.
I was like, oh, fuck yeah,
Yes,
mate.
I do remember.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yes.
boom, shot of ouzo, and then I'd just start leaving. So I was like, let's go do a shot. And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go do a shot. And then apparently I did 12 shots in a very, very short period of time, and then all of a sudden I'm dead in a bathtub.
Yeah.
And then I woke up, and then I went back to being dead, and then I woke up again, and all of a sudden I was outside on the ground.
With instant regret as your mum was coming to pick you up.
My mum was coming to pick me up.
I was there for that bit.
I was bawling in the car. I'm so sorry, Mum. And she was like, "Bet it's okay. Everyone goes through this mistake." And I'm like, "Mum, you're so white." No, it's alright.
I remember
I didn't say that, by the way. I didn't say that.
My 18th experience was icebreakers, where I too died.
You too died.
It was my grandfather's 80th, so all my family was there.
When you got home.
Yeah.
Rough.
I was just dying in the bed, and they're like, nice try, bud.
Well done. You gave it your all.
And we have, because we took someone for their 18th experience.
did.
Do you want to tell that story?
And it was probably one of the best 18th birthdays I think I've ever been a part of. Because it was called the Project Pegasus, because we're all about code names and cool things here. And so Connor and I had been planning it for I don't know, since the start of the year. Actually, this guy's birthday was in July.
Yep.
And then we planned this out that we were going to go up to Sydney, and then we went water jet packing. We went to a VR escape room.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
We went to, and then we went out for dinner one night,
Yeah.
and I wasn't 18 yet, and so both of them got drinks and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, fucking lemonade, please. that kind of thing. And they come out, they ask us all for ID, and I'm like, I didn't order an alcoholic drink. But it was honestly, it was so much fun.
Yeah, that was.
Like the water jet packing in particular, and I think one of the best parts was when Connor fucking stacked it right at the end. Right at the end, we were just finishing up, and then this guy's legs just go bloop, 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 and then he boom hits the water with such like not just velocity, it was pace and flat.
Awesome.
Like this was a hard belly flop.
The worst part about that, for some reason, my GoPro footage got corrupted.
He didn't get the GoPro footage, and it was so sad. It was so sad. Probably because you hit the ground so hard.
You broke
your GoPro.
Well, I had water in it as well. But my favourite part of that was drunk. Our guest of honour.
Yes. Oh my.
Because the reason we planned this out was this Tom. Obviously.
Yeah, Tom. Yeah.
So you know, Tom, not the kind of guy Scotty.
Yeah.
Not the type of guy to go out hard. So we wanted to make a weekend where we forced him to
go out hard. Yeah. And boy, did he go out there. One and only time he's ever been properly drunk in his life.
It ended with a spew bag.
And beautiful. Like I've got videos.
I cannot for the life of me picture that at all.
I know. I've got videos of this bloke just like sitting there and being like, I'm fucking invincible, bro.
Yeah.
And then he does like 6 straight shots of Bundy rum.
and we made the mistake of playing beer pong with spirits.
With spirits. You know why? Because I wasn't drinking and I poured the spirit.
No.
So I just poured like half and half as.
That was the origin of the Colorado. That's where it started with the CC and Coke.
The CC and Coke.
Just half and half, baby. You know, keep it simple. Why bother with the shot when you can just go 7? Like.
Yeah,
get it all done at once.
We need to do this again.
We do need to do. I need to get myself into a position where I can drink again without having to work the next day. Like that's what
That's more free time. You want a game.
The plan is that we're hopefully going to finish with 2 jobs soon. So hopefully we're going to knock at least one of them back. Yeah, that's all right.
So our special
sauce. To wrap up, we have the Cobra Chili Reaper's Harvest Carolina Reaper extreme chili sauce that I bought at the tent at Floriade a couple of years back.
Now it's expired.
Yes, this is about 2 years expired now, which means the heat has only had more time to build up.
Just nugget up.
Give me a nugget, please.
This is
my butt has clenched. Like just hearing you.
I don't even eat this. Give a sniff.
Give us a sniff.
It smells grim.
No, don't bother with the plate. Just put drops on the nugget.
Yeah.
It's not going to come out. You need. Oh god.
Oh, are we really only having that much? Is it that fucking hot?
That's way too much. Don't dunk your nugget in it like we did with the others.
Okay.
Just dip it out.
I'll follow your lead this time then. Right. Oh, I'm terrified.
Should we milk up?
I've
had
many experiences with this trying to take it on.
Is it as bad as the chip we had that one time?
Oh, the world's hottest chip. Yeah, I remember those. Best convenience store.
I would argue this is worse.
Oh god, fuck.
It lingers more than the world's hottest chip did.
But the thing is,
that was ages.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, when I had it, I didn't feel that bad because it was like. It wasn't the world's hottest chip because that one, it just comes in like a packet of one. There was like one of.
Right, let's stop.
Okay.
Right, follow Von's lead. Are you serious?
Alright, that'll do.
Are you baiting us? We're going to taste this and it's like being nothing.
I actually don't know if that's too little or not, but.
Well, we've got a few extras just in case.
Just dunk the top in. Yep.
Alright, thumbnail time.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Honestly, not that bad.
I feel like this chicken kind of nullifies it a bit.
It does, yeah.
I think.
Fuck.
We got more. We got 2.
One.
Split it 3 ways.
I was going to say split. Oh fuck, that's hot.
Well, we're doing round 2. There, you can have the larger nugget.
Thank you.
Alright, Connor, since it didn't hurt last time.
Yep, alright.
Oh no.
Really give it a good run,
doesn't
mate.
have to have it.
Oh, I'm in it for the. We're grinning, boys.
Alright, you first, just tap it in or.
Alright, give it a good sweep, Connor.
Oh, Connor. Oh, no.
Oh, that hurts to look at. Alright.
You have to go the same as me. I can't be balls deep.
I have a brain. I've tried this before. Alright, that's a...
Cheers, mate.
Probably more.
Look, we haven't touched the milk yet.
I made a bad choice wearing long articles of clothing today. I actually feel like I feel like I'm sweating.
Just made it worse.
After you, Barman. You had more than me.
Milk up.
Don't take the coward's way out, boss.
I will.
Press on.
I'm like swallowing as much as I can right now.
Yeah.
I'm sweating balls.
On that,
Have you had any milk, Pat?
I have not.
he has not. It's only been me. Drink for God's sake.
I feel like I'm sweating. Oh. Finger in. Finger licking good.
Finger looking good, boys. Make sure you don't touch anywhere around your eyes after this.
Cheers.
We'll see you, mates, in the next one. Straight on the tongue.
I think that first bit, it just killed off my taste buds.
Because I didn't have the big bit, I think I just got smacked again. Oh, I'm drooling.
Milk, it'll save you.
Milk on, Patrick. Milk on.
Cheers, boys.
Yeah.
On that note,
Oh, sweet relief.
I'll see you, mates, in the next one. Bye, guys.